For the Record Podcast, Mizzy the ROCKSTARR DJ checking in.
ROCKSTARR DJ Holla, I'm in this thing.
ROCKSTARR DJ KayPlaya.
The ROCKSTARR DJ D Money. What it do?
Mr. Missing in Action is in the building.
Yeah, man.
What's up with that, bro?
That's D Money. He wasn't supposed to be here tonight, so we planned a whole show about talking about him behind his back.
See, that's some bullshit. Nigga get done, have one show, supposed to miss one show, and y'all gonna do your boy like that.
He was supposed to miss one show and told us 2 hours before showtime.
Right. I don't think I'm gonna make it, fellas.
By the way, once the show starts, you might notice I haven't been there.
Fooling around, it's gonna be somebody else sitting in my chair.
That needs to be standard routine. So ideally, all of us need to be here. But if one of us can't make it, we need a whole roasting section for a good 10 minutes.
We definitely need the roasting session. But more than that, we need at least like a day's ahead of advance notice.
Yeah.
Like, yo,
that would be beneficial.
I mean, my bad, son. I was getting to the bag.
That way I can plan my jokes.
No, it's cool. I'm just gonna send bring my stand in, Sam Money. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
On that note,
Glad you can make it though.
Yeah, I ain't even gonna touch that.
Shots fired.
How was y'all week?
Oh, I had a great week, man. I forgot what I did.
That sounds great.
Yeah, because I've been drinking for the past week, even though I was drinking 2 weeks before and promised myself I was going to stop back then. But, somebody told me once upon a time that real friends will let you know when you have a problem. So since none of y'all told me anything yet, I think I'm straight. So we're going to keep the party going.
Yeah,
I really don't see what the problem is.
Well, I'm just let you know.
Right.
You said the exact same thing last week, so. If we reach
That's
next
what I just said 2 weeks.
If we reach next Sunday and you come back with the same thing, then we'll have a sidebar.
Every day though, man, y'all don't understand. I'm so tired. I'm so sleepy all the time.
I'm being sick and tired.
Hold the fuck up. I don't know what the fuck you holla on. D Money, what the fuck you do?
Yo, man, another crazy dope week. Yo, it's stupid, boy. Radio was lit. Shout out to everybody. Classic Jewel First Friday was a real good look. Library was crazy. Girls hanging from the ceilings and other stuff I can't say on the podcast.
And the library is what?
Why?
The library is
PG-13.
definitely a strip club.
Who the fuck kid is listening to this podcast?
I mean, ain't nobody's kids listen to it, but
bust it,
come see it for yourself. Okay?
Right.
Come see it for yourself. I actually was off this Saturday, so I checked out a couple spots, and then
Sure it was.
today I did like the coldest wedding in the history of weddings because somebody decided to have a wedding outside, like in the winter.
He means literally cold.
Yeah, literally cold.
So, but I'm in the building. What's poppin'?
Well, my week was more the same, more DJing for your boy on a quote-unquote daytime gig. Did a high school dance. Sadie Hawkins in that thing, you know what I'm saying? So that was a good time as usual.
How was that though?
Well, the theme was an American Sadie Hawkins, right? So
That's what kills me because from my understanding of Sadie Hawkins, you're supposed to dress like
the Sadie Hawkins is the theme.
The theme, yeah, Sadie Hawkins in itself is a thing. The theme is you dress like who you with, and like that's what it is, right?
You want to know who I came with?
Right. I came with the chick in the red, white, and blue.
Right. No, I see what
okay.
you're saying, but within that theme, the theme was red, white, and blue. So everybody had their different red, white, and blue patterns. So even though it was red, white, and blue, you could tell who was with who because obviously they had on the same outfits.
Like Sadie's is like
You know
my
what I'm saying?
favorite. It was my favorite dance though because the girls had to buy the dudes the whole fit. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
they
saying?
did.
So it'd be like chicks buying dudes brand new Jordans and the whole fresh fit and stuff. So shout out to everybody did the Sadie's thing.
Right. So yeah, it was good. I had a good time. Mizzy, what the hell was you up to?
Man, I just had radio, so I ain't more of the same for me. But I got a great week coming up. So next Sunday, I'm be in this thing talking like a mug. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I'm gonna let y'all know all the money I made.
I'm trying to tag along. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if you need somebody to carry in a speaker or something.
Mizzy bags.
Right, because I ain't doing a damn thing next week.
Not
so
me
I'm trying to be in
though. I'm broke, baby.
I'm broke, baby. No money.
DJ no money.
DJ D no money. Right. None over here.
I will jump into
The
everything.
D is for denied.
All right, well, let's jump into it. This year has been great for music so far. We've been talking about albums every week, and this week is no different. Tory Lanez dropped an album, Memories Don't Die. I got that right. I ain't gonna talk about what we was talking about before.
Yeah, memories don't die.
Memories don't die.
Not memories do not lie.
Look, why you gotta bring it up? I just said we ain't gonna touch on that.
I'm just saying.
On the paper.
How y'all feel about the album?
Hey, that album was fire. You ask me, man. For real, son?
All of a sudden.
Shit was hot, B.
Nah, I mean, like, I took a listen to it. I didn't get through the whole album, but I did notice that, like, one track would be, like, super gangster thugged out Tory, and then the next one is, like, super mellow R&B, like, I love my girl, would you be my girl type Tory. And it was a nice little switch up between two styles, but I'm saying I'm probably feeling the more R&B Tory more than I'm feeling like the gangster thug.
You not digging his bars though?
I mean, not necessarily saying that he don't have bars, but just kind of like how the tracks put together. I feel like the R&B melody tracks are put together and sound a little bit better than like the rap tracks. But I'm not knocking the raps at all. Like, it was some cool.
I think
cool
when you listen to a Tory Lanez album, you're actually listening to it because you want to hear the R&B record. It's like, yo, if I'm in the car with my girl, you know, I'm gonna put on some Tory Lanez. I want to hear some R&B. Where he start talking about some old gangster thugged out type shit, it kind of throws you off a little bit.
I mean, to be totally honest, I didn't even really know what to expect from it. Even when he was put out like his last couple mixtapes, I just threw him in. You know what I'm saying? Because you looked up and it was like, all right, everybody riding this Tory Lanez wave. Like, what is it about? You know, and then just judging the music from the listen, I would say, like, not like I said before, not saying that his raps is bad. They're solid, but I like how he puts together like the R&B tracks a little bit better.
See, that was gonna be my question. Is he at this point? Obviously, we know he was introduced as an R&B artist, but he's doing a whole lot more rapping these days. I mean, he definitely, like I said, he killed the sway, whatever, 5 Fingers of Death, whatever it's called. He definitely killed the flex. I mean, so he's obviously been focusing on bars more and more, but it seems like he's kind of conflicted of if he should be an R&B artist or if he should be a rap artist. I mean, I know we was talking about people like Drake. I feel like Drake is a rap artist. I mean, he definitely does his melodies or whatever, but you're never gonna get more melodies than you get raps. You know what I'm saying? Like,
here's my thing with Drake though. Like, with Drake, he'll put out, like, he'll jump on a remix or he'll put out like a mixtape, and it's just like all these dope bars and dope tracks. But then here comes this album, and it's just like super mellow, super laid back, like, please, random regular girl, would you like be with me type stuff. Like, like, it's just like, yo, where are we coming from? Which I don't mind. I like Drake's raps and I like the R&B stuff too. I just don't like it when he get like gangster, like he go like do something.
When Drake get gangster,
like, cause he'll
Drake
be like,
got gangster a few times, and I was like,
he got gangster.
Like,
I mean, I heard him get gangster with his security, like, yo, my security gonna put some hands on you. I ain't never heard him talking about doing anything himself.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he out here like, yo, I'll pull or whatever out on you, but like, he be saying some stuff like that that's kind of out of your character.
like,
but okay, it's
like,
cool.
All right, Drake.
It's a cool line.
If Drizzy got the money, then Drizzy gonna pay it. Like, sit down.
all right, we ain't talking about Drake. We're talking about Tory Lanez. The album to me is dope. I'm just conflicted because it's literally like a rap song, an R&B song, a rap song, an
every
R&B
other
song,
every
rap
other track,
song,
yeah.
an R&B song.
I would say it's kind of like he combined like his mixtapes
Together.
one project, together.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like you getting a little bit of both.
So do you listen to Tory for raps or for singing?
You listen to Tory for singing. That was my point initially. But I think with Tory Lanez, he's probably one of those artists, he just don't want to be put into a box. You know, he wants to be a rapper. He wants to be a rapper, but he's known for voice.
And
like,
I
if you was a rapper
that.
with a voice, what would you do? If you was a rapper, like, that's what your heart said that you wanted to do, but you had a voice, like, come on, you probably be singing your own hooks, man. Come on.
Oh, yeah. See, I don't know. Okay, so I'm not really a fan of Tory like that, right? So I don't be checking for him. I ain't listening to none of his mixtapes.
He got some dope songs, though.
He one of them artists. It's a few artists like this. So nothing against him as an artist, but he's one of those artists I can hear a dope song from, and I will recognize that it's a dope song, but it don't motivate me to listen to anything beyond that. Like, this is dope, but it don't be like, oh, let me check out this whole project. So going into this, I didn't really know what to expect. Obviously, I knew the whole, he'd be rapping sometimes, he'd be singing sometimes.
Yeah.
But my takeaway from this was, it sounded. I thought the album was average, personally. Like I didn't really think it was dope, but I didn't think it was trash either. But I think the issue was, as far as the songs where he was rapping, there were some songs where it sounds like he was trying to be inspirational, and it just wasn't registering to me. Like his bars wasn't connecting. I was like, yeah, I get the energy you trying to give off.
Okay.
But the bars ain't connecting to me. So I personally enjoyed the R&B songs more because it was just like I could vibe to it more. I ain't really paying attention to it.
Tory Lanez wasn't really motivating you for getting out of the streets, huh?
I mean, okay, so I forget the name of the song, right? But I was listening to it and I was like, yo, this sound like a Meek Mill kind of song. Like the energy he was giving off, like I felt like he was trying to convey motivation, not to get out of the streets or anything, but like he was trying to motivate you to do whatever you got to do, and it just wasn't connecting to me. Like, well, I'll go to the next song.
I mean, I'm with you. I feel like it was a solid project, and I would say I would throw on like a singing Tory track before I threw on like a rapping Tory track.
I mean, I would agree with that.
I agree with that too.
Me personally, I'm still trying to figure out the difference between Tory Lanez and Bryson Tiller. To me, they like the same person. So, like, if I'm listening to him, I can't tell. Is that Tory Lanez or is it Bryson Tiller? And that might be me personally, but to me, I get those two confused. Like,
I think of Bryson Tiller, I think like a creep. Like,
why?
Like some dude that just stare out of the window at a girl that looks across the street.
Man, you've been looking at too many memes or something.
And like writing all these crazy lyrics about how much he loves like this particular chick. That's what when I listen to Bryson Tiller, that's like what pop in my brain.
The funny thing is, the hardest track on this album to me is a rapping track, which is Pieces. They got 50 Cent featured
With 50?
on it.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
That track was hard as hell. But that's like the hardest track on it, but he's rapping on it. But I think it's because he actually told a story.
That could be.
That Brenda got a baby track.
Nah, it wasn't a Brenda got a baby.
I mean, that's
track.
what 50 calls it on the track itself, though. He's like, oh, yeah, you rapping like some Brenda got a baby. Like, I mean, 50 literally says that on the track if you listen to the track.
I don't think he said that, but
okay.
Possibly. I missed
Maybe
it.
I made that shit up. But I
if you knew what the track was about, obviously you didn't.
But I definitely heard the shit. Nah.
Basically,
maybe I made it up.
Like I said, I've been drinking all week.
So basically, what the track is about is Tory rapping about a guy whose dad gets killed, who was actually killed by his cousin,
yeah,
who his
track.
dad was raping when she was a
Word.
girl. Yes, his dad was fucking on the cousin when she was a girl. So she killed him, and he was trying to figure out who killed his dad.
And he ended up
then
killing himself.
No, his crackhead mom told him the story about who killed his dad, and he ended up killing his mom and then himself. So I don't know how the hell you got Brenda got a baby out of that, but
I don't know. That shit sound like a Netflix special.
I mean, somewhere there was a girl that got raped that had a baby.
no, she never had a baby
Exactly.
Oh.
though. She never had a baby. There was no baby involved except for the dude rapping about him being a kid and his dad.
Oh, he was
there.
just having sex with the cousin, but she didn't have a baby.
No, yeah.
What?
That's disgusting.
I'm confused.
Yeah,
What-
Alright, so
who-
Tory
who's
Lanez
having
was-
sex with whose cousin now?
The
Where?
dad
Tory
was
Lanez's
having
dad.
Yeah, Tory Lanez's dad was having sex with his cousin. I'm not saying in real
Copy.
life.
All
Just
right.
yeah, just for the story wise, he was playing the kid who was trying to figure out who killed his dad.
Right.
The person that killed his dad was actually his girl cousin who his dad was raping, and that's why she killed him.
Right.
His mom told him the story of
Uh-huh.
why and who killed him,
Uh-huh.
and he felt like, all right, well, y'all was lying to me this whole time, so he killed his mom and then killed himself.
That's why he killed his mom, though. Like,
Yeah, that's true.
the
Because
thing.
he was a
lied to
crackhead,
him.
and they didn't lie. They didn't tell him the truth his whole life. I
But
don't
she
know.
did tell him the truth. That
Yeah,
was,
then after the fact though.
I got to go back and listen to that because I
that shit is
missed.
stupid.
Exactly.
I missed
but
the whole joint.
it's,
Said that's
so
stupid.
it's deep.
And 50,
Anti-climatic.
50 Cent did say some Brenda has a baby shit. Listen to that motherfucking track.
Randomly, 50 is the
I'm not
OG
making
on
this
the
shit
track. Man, go listen to the track. It's called Pieces. Y'all tell me y'all outlook on it.
Yeah.
I think I explained it perfectly. Y'all niggas is immature. Anyways, talking about killing, Death Row Chronicles
Hey,
Hell of a
and
segue.
Unsolved.
Speaking of murders,
The Death Row Chronicles, that's been out for a while. Was it a 4-part series?
4-part series, I think.
No, the Death Row Chronicles. I think it was like 6.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
A 6
Was it?
Yeah.
Why-
Well, clearly we.
I haven't got through all 6 then. I got through like 4. I think it's a 4-part series. And then also they just this
the
week they
Unsolved.
start the Unsolved TV show on USA.
Yeah.
How y'all feel about it?
Didn't watch it.
All right. All
D
right.
Money, you
Yeah.
know you a West Coast.
Yeah, like a kind of West Coast historian
There
to
you go.
say, kind of though, not like
Devil
all
and
the
dabble.
way. Yeah, but I figure for the most part, like the thing with the story of Death Row, I always feel like it's always some stuff that left out. But the interesting thing that was in the BET Death Row Chronicles was the part of the story about Harry O. So a lot of people don't know Harry O allegedly was this guy who put up the money for Suge Knight and Dr. Dre to start Death Row. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And but Harry O was in jail. And then like once the company really got going, he alleged that they weaseled him out of the paperwork and started up like a side front company, and he was screwed out of a whole bunch of money. You know what I'm saying? So then on the back end, towards the end of the Death Row story, his wife sued, and like Suge Knight didn't take the case seriously, and they won. So Death Row had to pay like a crazy amount of money, and that's pretty much where Death Row went bankrupt and folded. You know what I'm saying? So that was like one of the parts, especially growing up, living through the Death Row story and all of that stuff, that that I didn't even really know about, you know what I'm saying, until like watching that, you know, and it was interesting hearing that because that's a part of the story that gets left out a lot. But I thought they did a real solid job. I still feel like they might have left out a couple things because I don't think Daz was on it at all, you know what I'm saying? So that's like a perspective that didn't get told. I would say out of 5, I would give it like a 3.5. Or close to 4 as far as a watch. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Okay.
So,
Well, I haven't watched it. Well, I haven't watched the Death Row Chronicles.
yeah.
But I feel like there isn't a single thing that you could tell me about Death Row that I don't already know.
Here we go.
No, I mean, this is just facts. I mean, I don't know.
It's a fact.
I mean, yeah, this is just facts.
Facts.
Go on.
I mean, growing up in Southern California, like I had access to this information, and I'll say 6 degrees of separation is a motherfucker.
Man.
But, yeah. Yeah, before I
I'm thinking like 6
I'ma leave
degrees
that
is a lot
alone.
of degrees though.
But even like
no,
with the-
I don't. But no, it ain't.
But even with the Unsolved TV show, I feel like the USA thing, I ain't too much of a fan of it. I feel like they kind of like they're trying so hard to romanticize the fact that Tupac and Biggie used to be cool. Like it's like all these slow monologues and like shooting water guns in the yard.
Nah, it wasn't water guns, fam. Them was real guns that was unloaded. That was corny
Shooting
as hell.
unloaded guns at each other.
Yeah, that
like
shit
they
was
was
hella
at
corny.
an old McDonald's playground or some shit in like '89. I feel like it's like a corny tale, which if people don't know, I figured Tupac and Biggie was a lot cooler than the public knew. At least I thought they were at the time when everything was happening. You know what I'm saying?
Well, Pac used to speak on it. Like he would even, like it's all about Versace. You copy my style. Like obviously he was alluding to the fact, and this is what they alluded to, which I still thought was kind of corny. And because I did watch the Unsolved episode, but they alluded to Biggie saying he wanted to be like Pac, right? Like, yeah, I'm just trying to be like you, Pac. I'm trying to do movies like you, Pac. And they go into this whole dialogue about that. And that's obviously documented in Pac's rhymes where he's saying Biggie got his whole style from him as far as how to dress, and they touched on like the Party and Bullshit record on the song. And then, but in real life, Pac was saying that before he met Big, he was rapping like how he used to rap on Party and Bullshit, but after he met him and they became cool and he had his influence on him, his whole style switched up. So it's notes of that in Pac's rhymes saying like, yo, this dude Biggie trying to copy my style. But I think they just went a little overboard on trying to show their relationship as being overly friendly. And like they was best friends. I mean, which they could have been, but they just made that shit super friendly.
I think they was super cool. You know what I'm saying? I think the main thing with Pac, he just went with the flow a lot. You know what I'm saying? And he got caught up in some situations and stuff that Biggie couldn't speak on. You know,
I feel like the Death Row Chronicles is more of the same, honestly. Like, I mean, every few years you
I
gonna
could agree
have
with that,
a
too.
spark of a reinterest in Biggie and Pac and Death Row
Yeah.
and Bad Boy, and I mean, you always there's an endless amount of stories. You got to think about these two crews. They had an endless amount of people around them. They were not small crews by any shape or form. You know what I'm saying? So you can always grab or find a new story that was never told or that nobody really emphasized from so many people and blow it up into this bigger thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even watching like Drink Champs, I heard a story that I never heard before between Diddy and Suge Knight.
yeah.
Or something that happened in Atlanta that nobody has ever
Oh,
said
yeah.
before.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
there's so many people and there's so many stories that can be told. I feel like it's just a re-interest every time somebody brings up something new that was never heard or something.
What I
nobody ever
heard,
paid
what
attention
I
to.
heard about this though is that once you finish watching the Death Row Chronicles, you could kind of figure out what actually happened as far as like their deaths are concerned.
I mean, everyone feels like they already know what happened as far as their deaths are concerned.
Yeah, I feel
would-
like
I would say that,
who did what is public knowledge. It's just
They don't want to convict or they don't want to.
like ain't no.
got the
I don't even think,
well,
like,
I think they
more
get
the
no. They got
statute
the
of limitations. And-
nah. Ain't no statute of limitations on murder.
yeah,
Um,
right.
The problem is the people who they need to talk ain't talking. One, and why you gon' I mean, you could pursue somebody who already been killed, but at the same time, I did read, and I don't know how factual this is, but I read somewhere that Miss Shakur, Afeni Shakur, wasn't necessarily interested in disclosing the information that the cops know, like, you know, they can't prove who did it.
Yeah.
But she knows all this information. I read that she said, so this is secondhand information, but she didn't necessarily want that person to get public credit officially for killing her son.
Yeah.
So she was like, look, the dude is already dead. Ain't no justice gonna be served. It don't even make no sense to pursue the situation.
Yeah.
Just
You
so
don't wanna give him a
everybody
pat
can
on the back
officially
for doing
attach his name to the murder of my son.
Yeah.
Right.
Which-
Then I feel like that and Unsolved is like, it's just Biggie and Tupac commercialized. Like, it's literally on USA. It's like a form of Law and Order mixed with This Is Us.
Definitely.
Yeah. and to even take it a step further, it's like almost like, because it's the same people that did the People versus OJ. Like you were saying, how they just keep rehashing the same thing. Like,
Yeah.
every year somebody gonna throw up something about OJ, you know, just to kind of get a buzz going again. And it's kind of like you said, like kind of what they're doing with these topics too. You know what I'm saying, with these shows.
Exactly. Speaking about shows, man, Atlanta is back.
Yes, thank you.
Atlanta is
Yeah.
back. Childish
That's my show.
Gambino. What is his real name?
Childish
David Glover.
Donald Glover.
Donald
Childish
Glover. Sorry.
Donald Glover.
Donald
You know?
Glover has officially
Donald
has
Glover.
officially wrapped his Star Wars movie,
Yes, thank you.
and he is back on Atlanta.
Oh, is that the reason
Hey.
why?
Oh yeah, why they took the break?
that's
Oh yeah,
why
he
they
said
took a whole year
he said,
off, a whole season.
I'm gonna get this
I'm
money.
gonna tell you
Yeah,
what.
that Star Wars bread is official.
Tell you what, this solo movie better be good versus this last Star Wars that they.
I've
tried
never
to
seen
put
a
out.
single Star Wars.
I don't think
movie
it
ever
is
in my
because
life.
it's not. It's like one of those side stories.
It's a spinoff, yeah.
I don't.
But
I don't-
Rogue One was dope though.
It was alright.
I liked Rogue One, but
Yeah.
this latest Star
Okay,
Wars that
I don't
they
watch
put
Star
out,
Wars at all. Rogue One, was that the first one?
no. Rogue One was like a side.
Trekkies do not kill this nigga, please. Let him live.
Not Trekkies,
And
man.
not Trekkies
Trekkies is a
either.
different thing.
Oh yeah, that's Star. My
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah, what are the
Okay.
Star Wars
What-
people?
what
But
is it?
anyway, so
What is the Star Wars people?
Yeah, anyway,
With
like-
Jedi.
Jedi-
But
Nah.
Nah,
that's only one
Jedi's
side.
like
Yeah, that's
okay.
like-
I don't
But
know.
thing with Star Wars, just don't start watching it because you're gonna get hooked.
Nah.
It was-
No, you're not because
No.
I tried to catch up. Like I went like online and I looked up like what order you supposed to watch these Star Wars movies, and I try to watch it. I can't make it through a single Star Wars movie without like falling asleep.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
that shit is not for me.
I swore
You
I
gotta
wasn't
watch the
rocking
new
with
ones.
Star Wars.
Anyways, we're not talking about Star
Yeah,
Wars.
you're right, right.
But
Yeah,
we
okay,
talk about
let's
the
get
break.
back on track.
But
We
it better,
digress.
for him to take that long of a break, it better be good. That's all I got to say.
Well,
about that.
anyways, back to Atlanta.
course
Atlanta
it
is
was
back.
good.
I don't know nothing about Star Wars right now, but
Shout out to Atlanta.
Atlanta is back and it's for the culture, baby.
Yeah.
Shout out to Paperboy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
All about that paper boy.
Yeah, I feel like Paperboy's a real artist too. I'm like, I'm waiting for his mixtape to drop.
What was that single he had on the first season? That shit was kind of fire.
Paperboy, all about that
All about
Paperboy.
that paper boy.
Yeah, that shit was kind of fire though. Like,
You don't know that shit?
Come on, son.
Actually,
That's that new
take a-
heat.
They about to throw that in my mix. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
yeah,
But I
right,
dig
right.
it though, man. I'm just glad that it's back though. They skipped last year because they went from like the first season to skipping a year for the Star Wars deal, and the second season is actually being filmed during the third year. But
Right.
Atlanta's like one of those shows. Like if you can't appreciate a dry sense of humor, then you're not gonna enjoy that show.
I would agree with that.
Because I mean that's what that show is all about. But if you watch the first episode of season 2, which just came out, hey, shout out to what's his name, like the little pimp from
Cat
Friday.
Williams.
Cat Williams. Hey, hold
Money
on,
Mike.
hold on.
Money Mike.
Hey,
Shout out to Money Mike,
hold
man.
on. Spoiler
Okay,
alert.
all
Yeah,
right,
spoiler
all right, go
alert.
ahead,
Because
go
I
ahead.
ain't seen it yet.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
But I know probably what you're about to say because I've been spoiled.
Yeah, spoiler alert. Shout out to Cat Williams.
Shout out to Cat Williams
Hey,
though,
you
but
know
he did
this.
his thing.
I honestly loved him in this role because
It's perfect though. It fits him. It fits his
Yeah.
like character. Everybody that he tries to be, even like in the Friday movies, is kind of like a play off of the characters that he played in every movie that he's in.
Yeah.
So I dig it though.
Alligator Man.
See,
Alligator.
yeah.
See, I didn't want to say that because I didn't want to
said
do the
spoiler
spoiler.
alert.
No, but no. I think, see, that's what I found out. Everybody like, oh fuck, Cat Williams, the Alligator Man. So that's what I do know. But I
Hey,
do
shout
need
out to
watch it.
Alligator Man. Shout out to Florida
Yo,
Man.
Florida man. And then,
Hey yo, look! I was watching Atlanta, and they started talking about Florida Man. I was like, yo, that's real though. Like Florida Man really exists, yo. And then they started talking about him eating people. I was like,
This is why.
Florida Man. I seen the videos.
Hey, this is why
Off
Atlanta.
them bath salts.
This is why Atlanta is for the culture because all the cliches of what black niggas really talk about and do in day-to-day life.
I don't
they
care
be
what you
touching on
talking
like a
about. Florida Man exists. He's
They
really
be
out
touching
there.
on in real life.
You know,
No,
you know how,
yeah,
people,
yeah,
you know
they
how little
do.
kids got boogeyman. Is in the adult. You got Florida Man. I'm afraid Florida Man gonna break into my crib.
Hey, did you start to watch season 1?
I feel like I saw most of season
Oh no,
1.
look. This is what I need you to do. I need you to go to season 1.
Right.
And I need you to watch the club episode.
Oh,
Oh no, I saw the club episode.
Hey, the
That's
invisible
only
card?
episode I remember. That's the only episode. I
that
remember.
invisible card, though.
Hey,
Well,
hey, when
here's
my
the
man,
thing.
when
I'm
my
glad I don't
man
smoke.
disappeared into the wall, baby.
oh my god.
I was like,
Yeah.
Well, I don't remember that part. I remember he drove off, and that's when they was like,
No.
promoter in the
No,
club.
the promoter
Oh,
in the
yeah,
club
yeah,
He
you know,
disappeared
yeah.
into the wall.
That was
Yeah.
the greatest shit.
yeah.
But like Atlanta, like I watched the first
Hey,
first
DJ
episode
Life.
when it dropped,
Right.
and I was like, this is alright, because the light didn't click on. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So I let it breathe for a little bit, then I rehashed it. And I just couldn't get enough of that shit. Like it was like the
That's that
funniest,
dry sense of humor I'm telling you
hilarious
about.
shit. Like
Yeah, it is.
Once the light dings on with you in Atlanta, but this season it's kind of a trip because I feel like they really went left with it. You know what I'm saying? With like all the Robin shit.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah. He said Robin season.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like it's
So,
almost Christmas.
Yeah.
It's Robin
So-
season.
But that's
you know,
real
the
though.
light came on with that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, because I was like, yo, Robin season, like, what's this twist? You know what I'm saying? And then they was like, yo, you know, it's Christmas time. Niggas is out here robbing. So,
Hell yeah.
I rocks with it. You know, props to Donald Glover. Props to the whole cast. Shout out to my baby mama, Zazzy Beats. How you doing, boo? Like, you know what I'm saying? I rocks with the whole Atlanta show.
All right. Yeah, I gotta
there
check
you
it
go.
out. I'm late, but I gotta get on it. Yeah.
Listen up.
Stop being tardy to the parties.
I know.
So I'll be talking about for the culture. I don't know if he's for the culture, but DJ Khaled dropped a new track.
Uh-oh.
Was it Top Back? Top Off?
Top off.
Top off. Top Off. Jay-Z, Future, and B.
Beyonce.
Right
No,
around.
you can't say
yeah,
Beyonce.
yeah.
It's B.
Oh,
Yeah,
she
B,
be on the
son.
track.
It's just
It's
B.
just B. Killer
Call
B.
me B.
Now we had a
Yo, B.
a behind the scenes conversation.
Killer B.
And you know what I'm saying? I rock with DJ Khaled. I feel like he's great. He's definitely, you know,
about
elevated
that bag,
himself to
man.
another level. He's
Definitely.
definitely about that bag. And I'm all for a DJ, especially an actual DJ and a radio DJ who
Yeah.
elevates themselves to that next level. But I feel like he's reached a platform to where he's becoming a culture vulture.
I don't know, man. I'm gonna have to disagree on the culture vulture part.
Only reason why I say he's a culture vulture is because I mean it's kind of well placed knowledge that he don't do much. I mean he's not producing these tracks. He has a whole team. He may put his input obviously or whatever, and then I feel like he's using his status now to just get the biggest people in his eyes on his records, and he's not really putting nobody on no more. He's not really pushing the culture forward anymore. So I feel like it's a culture vulture. He's just like, all right, cool. I'm this rich ass motherfucker, and I can pay for this and pay for that, and get this person and get that person, and keep it pushing.
I agree, but I disagree. Only because you say he don't really do much anymore, but at the same time, Quincy Jones didn't do much, and he brought us some of the dopest music ever, right? Like all Quincy Jones did was put the right people in the room and give them some guidance and some motivation.
You would say Quincy Jones like an old school Khaled?
No, there's two different positions.
No, not really. Like Khaled is. Well, I ain't gonna say he's Quincy Jones. Like Quincy Jones is that dude, especially when it comes to composing, right? But it says something about Khaled's ear that he can. I mean, and I don't know. I'm purely speaking from the outside in, right? Like I don't know how he works personally, but if he goes in a room and he's like, yo, I need a beat that sound like this, or he's working with some producers that got this type of beat, he's like, yo, I need to get this artist on it and this artist on it. We can talk about this. It's going to be a hit. Yeah, that's cool. Like, give these people their guidance. Let them know what it is you want to hear. As long as he's doing that, I can respect that. Now, speaking of your point, if he goes in and, you know, like he's sitting in front of his computer, and because he's DJ Khaled, you got people sending him beats through the email. So he going through his beats. He's like, yeah, I like this beat. I'm going to send this beat out to 15 people. And then 15 people come back with verses. He don't tell them what he hear on it. He don't tell them what to write about it. He just pick the best 3 verses out of 15. Then to your point, he ain't really doing much, right? He just using his name to have access to all these dope artists.
I mean, but that's what I'm saying. That's what he did. Look at I'm the One. He took a dope production, whatever, and he put Justin Bieber, Lil Wayne, Chance the Rapper, whoever's hot at the time on and pushed it to number 1. He's not really. It's like a vulture to me. Like, it's literally like the description of a culture vulture.
Nah, that's not the description of a culture vulture, man. A culture vulture is not about the culture. Miley Cyrus is a culture vulture.
Yeah,
like there's no better fitting of the term culture vulture than Miley Cyrus.
But I think Khaled has started to put himself in that category. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you mean. He's not necessarily contributing to the progression.
So
because he's not pushing
like
any
DJ vulture.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
But she jumped in and out of that thing once she got that slander for not being able to control her anything. But I mean, I know what you're saying, but at the same time, I feel like what Khaled is doing is to a certain degree a natural progression to DJs, right? Because at the end of the day, all the DJ is doing is programming music, right? Because you in front of these people, you at this club, we're pretty much playing familiar music. So the ability of the DJ to program the music and put it in the order that was going to get the best response from the people in the party is the number one talent of the DJ. And I feel like that's all Khaled is really doing, just on a much bigger scale. So he got this music in front of him and he's programming it. He's like, yo, this beat is dope. You know who would sound dope on this? I don't know, Justin Bieber, Chance the Rapper, Lil Wayne. And because he has access to it, he can make it happen.
But he's only picking from the cream of the crop is what I'm saying.
True, and I will agree with you on that. Like, I prefer the pushing Ace Hood or you know, like, I prefer that Khaled. Like, yo, Khaled, introduce us to something new. That's part of being a DJ, too. Like, don't just keep getting these famous people because, of course, the talent is gonna sell itself. So to that point, I do agree.
And look, I'm not being a hater. I love Khaled. I love what Khaled does. Like I said, I love where he came from. I definitely see the progression and I respect it. And you know, I definitely want to aspire to that level.
He was in Shotters.
Damn, was he in Shotters?
Yes, he was in Shotters, son.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
He was outside of the store.
I mean, it's Miami though, so yeah, I guess.
He was outside of the restaurant before they walked in and stuck up. When they got to Miami,
man, it's been so long since I seen Shotters. I gotta watch it again.
I just want him to continue to, you know, not, like I said, not just take the cream of the crop. Like, all right, cool, I reached this level. I'm only gonna mess with
like take the easy road.
Yeah, not even that, but like it's like the rich feed the rich. You know what I'm saying?
Where is Ace Hood, Khaled?
Well, Ace Hood, I don't even think want to do music no more. He into his fitness and his.
He is
the first official meme. You know, you Ace Hood.
Yeah, that's man. I feel man. Shout out to Ace Hood, but Ace Hood is dope though. You know what I'm saying? But to your point, I do wish Khaled Khaled would focus more
DJ
on
talent.
I wish Khaled would focus on bringing out new acts because he has such a big platform
Influence.
as a DJ. Yeah, influence as a DJ. But it is what it is. DJ Khaled is a fucking product now. He's a brand.
monster.
So
Yeah.
so he just trying to keep himself.
I think
hot.
he just
Got
built
other
his name to the
DJs
point.
DJing for him.
He's built his name to the point to where he can just have access to anybody who he wants whenever he wants, though. So
I got a question
to a certain
for you,
degree, he passed the baton to somebody else to go ahead and look for new artists and try to put them
Yeah,
on.
but that's kind of weak.
I mean,
though, fam.
Who?
I don't know. I
But,
mean,
but
us.
to your point too, like I feel like Top Off is just an example of that. Like all Top Off is Khaled flexing his power.
Exactly, but that's how his last.
The fact that he could
however
get
many
access to
projects have
Jay-Z
been.
and Beyonce, yeah. Who
Yeah.
else has access to Jay-Z and
It's not a lot
Beyonce and can
of,
put
not a
them
lot
on the
of
track?
DJs, son.
Right, but I mean,
Because he did that
but,
on a Shining track, and now he's doing this on the
but
Top
I
Off
feel
track.
like okay, this is to Mizzy's
Don't
point.
don't forget about the keys. I get the key.
Yeah.
With
Well,
Jay-Z
yeah, I
on
mean,
there,
this is
yeah,
to
yeah.
Mizzy's
I got
point.
the
Like,
keys.
Yeah.
you ain't necessarily doing this for progress of the culture. Like, you doing this to exploit your reach. Like, there's no other reason for Khaled to have a song with Beyonce.
Look, I read
and
DJ's
Jay.
Khaled's
No, like,
book.
I
I read his book, and his book is all about securing the bag, and I think that's all he's doing.
Like-
if he knows he could do something that's gonna make him some money, that's what he's all
I'm not
about.
like I said. I'm not against the features because Keys was dope. Like, oh man, he got Jay-Z and Future and these guys to do a track, dope. And then for him to come back with Beyonce and Jay, like, dang, like Khaled has really made it. But like now it's like you've already made that stamp official. Like, don't keep going back to that.
Yeah.
Point.
I would agree.
I'm gonna go left. I'm
just wanted to
gonna
move
ask y'all
forward.
this question. I know we're supposed to go forward, but we're gonna make a left before we go forward. How do y'all feel about DJs having other DJs DJ for them while they performing?
Well, I mean, when you reach Khaled level, it's not like Khaled. Khaled was a DJ. He was more of a radio DJ than an actual DJ, but he does know how to DJ. He actually does do some of his sets. But I think once you reach that level of notoriety, and you gotta put. I actually respect it because I don't want to see DJ Khaled as like an EDM DJ. So I don't want to see him behind the turntables trying to direct the crowd and his music from behind the turntables. He has to kind of get out in front and perform.
Why
and
not?
in that case, he lets DJ Nasty, his actual DJ, shout out to the homie DJ Nasty, do that. But he actually does get behind the tables as well. Still.
I DJ'd an event with Khaled,
Yeah.
and Khaled did not touch the turntables. So it was kind of alarming to me because this was a couple years ago. This was before his meteoric rise. But I mean, from the audience's perspective, like it wasn't really that bad. Like he had a DJ, which it could have been nasty. I don't even know who his DJ was at the time, but he had a DJ. All he did was get on the mic, but nobody in the audience seemed to mind.
Yeah, he's a performer at this
like
point.
nobody thought like, what the fuck? Like Khaled ain't even DJing. Like everybody vibed out. He got on. He talked this shit. So he was pretty much an MC.
They just
while
happy
he
to
had a
see
DJ.
DJ Khaled.
Yeah, he was just in the building. So I mean, I got mixed emotions. Like, yo, if you a DJ, fam, you better DJ your ass off.
Yeah.
And from what I know, he could DJ. Like, you know,
Yeah,
like we know people from Miami that's DJs. From what I heard, he used to kill shit on
That's
the
what he's
radio.
known for.
But because I know that, I don't necessarily consider him like a fake DJ, right? Like, you know, I mean, shit,
Right.
he solidified, right? Like people I respect in the game say he a dope DJ. He must be a dope DJ.
My understanding is like stuff like festivals and stuff like that, he does not DJ. He goes out, he performs, he does his DJ Khaled stuff. And
He's an artist at this point.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then on like normal events, he'll get behind the turntables and he'll still do whatever. So if he's doing like a club event, he'll do his DJ Khaled shit, but he'll still get on and do a set as well. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
From
even
my
think.
understanding.
Nah, I don't. Whenever we DJ together, he didn't DJ at all, from what I remember. And this was
I
just
think
a
at
club
this
shit.
at this point he's just getting paid for appearances. He get his name on a marquee, everything, and he's just
Well,
gonna
how
come on stage. He's gonna perform and do his little weird ass dance that he does.
Oh goddamn, I hate that shit. That little cha 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 shit.
Yeah. His little fat boy Khaled dance. Yeah, he's gonna get paid for that. He don't have to go behind the turntables and try to do anything. Try to like mix some songs together in order to get paid. If you get paid for appearances, why get behind the turntable?
Yeah.
To answer your question, I don't have a problem with it because I wouldn't want him to be that EDM style where he's behind doing the throwing the hands up, and
Yeah.
I think it would be more of a train wreck if he didn't have a DJ and he was trying to do the most.
Right.
You
I ain't mad.
personally.
Yeah. I ain't mad at him for not DJing because I don't think most people expect him to DJ. Obviously, he's a DJ. His name is DJ Khalid.
he
But
alright.
most people see him as a personality first,
Yeah.
despite his name.
That's
so
real.
the fact that he's not DJing, it like most people don't care. And even like when we DJ together, well, he was there, and you know, like the shit was cool. The vibe was dope. The energy was dope. Shit, I had a good time. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
That's all that
Of
matters.
course you did.
I mean, right. Everybody else had a good time too. But you know,
Speaking about DJs, let's get into it.
oh man,
All right, so we obviously covered this guy, and it wasn't the last podcast. I believe it was the podcast before, episode 2. DJ Jazzy Jeff is coming out with a new controller. He's partnered with Pioneer to put out the SB3.
yeah.
The issue with this SB3 is it has a scratch feature, a built-in scratch feature. So if you are DJing, it will scratch for you basically at the push of a button.
Like
Right.
a scratch effect.
Yeah,
It's
pretty
scratch
much.
effect.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Like there's literally a
Built-in
button on there
scratching.
that goes wiki when you press the shit.
Yeah.
So we just praised DJ Jazzy Jeff for being such the great DJ and originator and pioneer to this game that we love so much. How y'all feeling now?
Man, it hurts my heart to have this conversation. Man. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be honest because if you go
Can't be
back
that
to
bad,
to
son.
episode 1 of For the Record, you know, I talked about DJ Jazzy Jeff and how he was like my top DJ of all time. You know, Philly's made. You know, and now he's coming out with a controller that has like built-in scratch features. You know, like the thing I appreciate about DJing is that it's one of those things that you can only get better at over time. The more time you spend with it, the better that you get.
Yeah.
You know, and scratching is not even like really like a main part of DJing. You do it because it just kind of like adds a personalized touch
Right.
to whatever it is that you're doing. So now when you have like this built-in personalized touch, I mean, I don't even know what to call it at that point, but I mean, it just takes
Auto
away
scratch.
from.
I'm gonna name it right now.
Yeah, it takes away it takes away from the originality to be able to just DJ and recognize. All right, we all DJ on radio over here, right?
Right.
Now,
Allegedly.
you don't. No one in this room has to hit a drop when they're DJing for me to know who's DJing. You know, so when I hear D Money DJing, I'm like, D Money must be on air right now.
Yeah, this is
because
true.
that's his style.
This
That's
is
the
true.
way that he DJs. KayPlaya DJ on Mizzy DJing. You know, I'm like, that's the way these guys DJ. That's their style. And part of that style is the way that they scratch, the way that they're able to manipulate a record, all of this, right? So now if you have a scratch button, I mean, it's kind of like self-explanatory how ridiculously stupid this shit is to me. So, but if any of y'all can make sense of that, yeah, be my guest.
I'll jump in and I'll start off by saying I agree 100%. To Jazzy's credit, his
Don't-
idea.
okay.
I mean, no, I mean because we got to give them.
Call him DJ Jazzy Jeff. Just call him that because I don't want to feel like we cool and shit. Call him Jazzy. Like I don't rock with. All right, go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Okay. So
Jesus.
I'm just saying, man. You know,
I bet
I'm
took-
kind
took
of hot
it
right
personal.
now.
Use
I'm kind of hot
official
right now.
name.
So Jeffrey, his idea behind it was to give up and coming DJs the opportunity to get a feel of how scratches are supposed to sound.
Give him an opportunity to sound like an expert or some shit.
Well,
it's only their
so here's
first
the
day.
thing. So from what he's saying, this is why he wanted to be a part of the project. He wanted to give up and coming DJs the opportunity to see how it would sound to be able to scratch records live. The problem with that is, and I'm sure he has to know, and what every other DJ knows that put the time behind learning how to scratch and do whatever you want to do with a record is, there's a whole bunch of lazy people in this industry that do it for the money and not the love of the craft. So they are definitely going to take advantage of this feature.
You're gonna exploit the hell out of it.
Yeah, yeah. And you have to know this. And I think that is the problem a lot of DJs are having with it. It's because you're taking, not only are you putting the ability to scratch by pressing a button on a controller, you are putting it on the cheapest available controller that Pioneer offers, right? So it's it's a entry level feature going on an entry level controller. So if you got $250, you can go and get this controller.
That's it?
You don't have to learn. Well, I don't even think they've released the price yet. But the previous versions.
I mean,
of
damn,
that
that's
controller,
high.
But right. But you know, you invest $250 in your controller. It ain't like you got to buy a laptop because everybody have laptops already, right? So you invest $250 in this controller. You download the app for free because you got the controller, and not only will it blend two songs together for you automatically for the most part, but it will also scratch records for you. So the first thing you're supposed to learn as a DJ is blending two records together.
Absolutely.
Right? Like that is the fundamentals. And there's a sidebar, there's a lot of mobile DJs out there who don't think blending two records together is a thing, which is we'll talk about that another time. I just had to say that. But
now you're gonna piss me off.
Oh, we're gonna have discussions about that. But so that's the first thing. That is the very basic fundamentals of learning how to DJ, blending two records together. After that, once you get comfortable with blending those records, you can start adding your own flair. You start doing your little baby scratches, your flares, your chirps, whatever.
Right.
But the problem is, if you have it built in the controller right out of the box, I don't know about y'all, but whenever I get something and I just want to learn how to do the final product, I'm not taking 100 hours to figure out how to do it. I need the quickest path from A to B. So if I'm learning how to make beats and this thing got loops, I'm about to be using these loops. I may or may not want to learn how to do my own. So for DJs who aren't necessarily as passionate about DJing as us, especially before times like this, if out the box, if your first controller you ever buy gives you the ability to blend two records together by hitting a button and then hitting another button and the shit scratching for you, what the fuck you need to learn how to do it manually for?
I mean, let's get it straight though. I mean, DJs aren't buying SBs to begin with though.
Established DJs, yeah.
No, I mean DJs aren't buying SBs. Like those are people who like, oh yeah, I want to get into DJing.
Exactly,
Let me buy this thing. Oh, it's pretty cheap. Yeah, I mean, I spent the price of an SB is what I spent on my headphones.
True. But I think the problem is, true. The problem is
Not me. Shout out to Urban Ears.
Yeah, we gotta talk about that too. The sidebar. We gotta discuss that. Anyway,
How y'all doing?
I think the issue with that is the general public doesn't necessarily know the time and effort spent into becoming the type of DJs we are, right? So say you are a DJ somewhere who's outside of Vegas, because Vegas is an anomaly, right? So say you a DJ in Middle America somewhere, you want to go and get a bar gig. If you got this controller and you can do the basics, you could put together a dope ass demo using mix, using the auto sync and the fucking auto scratch fucking feature. Give that to the bar manager. Like, yo, this is a mix I made. I would love the opportunity to come into your bar and fucking mix live, right? So now you got a gig after 45 minutes of figuring out how to work this controller when you really not ready for it. So when you go and actually perform live and you suck, now this bar owner is looking at this DJ's experience like, yo, what the fucking DJs are terrible these days.
At the same time, that's on the bar owner. And then, just to kind of piggyback off of what we was talking about earlier, the general public, I guess they don't really care. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
of
we
all
already
the work
knew
you
that.
can put in and all your skills and abilities is like, they don't care. Just play my favorite songs.
I think they kind of do though, because to a certain degree, you got to think about how often has this happened to you to where like a club or a promoter couldn't afford your price and they went with the cheap DJ, right?
Yeah.
And then next time they come and holler at you, they talk about like how terrible the last DJ was, and they glad to have you to come back.
Yeah, and that's when you up your fucking prices on their ass.
I didn't see in the parties rocking with the sorry DJ. Like,
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that too.
And people like to say that, but then they gonna go to whatever is going on. You know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds good. You may get the 1 or 2, 3 people who are like, oh, you should be out there DJing. This motherfucker sucks. But then the next week they right back there.
Yeah, they right there in the spot, you know.
You know what I'm saying?
And the only time people really know the difference is when you play before or after the other DJ.
Yeah, that's really when it really affects.
You're like,
Yeah,
oh,
that's
shit.
the best.
Yeah, this
There's
is
a
drastic
difference.
Yeah.
Like, yes, there is.
Yeah.
So I mean, the DJ culture went so left.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. Fuck it.
Hey, look,
Fuck
Jazzy
it.
Jeff, this is some bullshit, and you ain't pushing the culture forward.
Hey,
know
yeah,
what?
I don't.
You not,
Yes,
Jazzy Jeff, you're not pushing the culture, but you pushing your bank account up. So
Definitely.
I get it.
So in case by the time you watching this, you didn't know. So like Pioneer's releasing this product, and obviously DJs are like, "Yo, what the fuck is this?" So Jazzy Jeff came out with a whole statement about why he decided to do this and how this doesn't affect the working DJ and blah blah blah.
Which his explanation is terrible. By
Yeah,
the way.
the point is, as I mean, and you know, similar to what he was saying, I don't like going to a club and watching Jazzy spin was probably one of, I can count on 5 times how many times I fanned out over a DJ DJing, and watching Jazzy Jeff live was one of them. But fuck that, this shit is some bullshit.
Look, I'm gonna say this. You're probably gonna look stupid holding down the button doing this fucking
on your
crazy
SB.
And on that note, just fuck it. Hey,
True.
To each his own.
True.
To each his own. What?
I mean, I you know.
I mean, hey, like I'm just saying, like if you really want to sit up there, like
I just feel like it
Hit the wiki
cheapens-
button.
It cheapens, like at the end of the day, it cheapens our price. Because you're going to have a whole lot of entry-level DJs coming in trying to get these entry-level jobs who shouldn't be looking for jobs at the point of skill or talent that they have. Right?
But-
So they coming in for $50. So even if they come in for $50, like, shit, I'll DJ for $50.
But at the
When you
same-
come in for $500 and you are experienced, that number looks astronomical to you.
I mean,
And that's the problem.
But at the same time, that's on the venue manager or the talent, the person who books the talent.
Yeah,
Like,
but they the ones who paying. They need to, I mean, shit.
I mean, yeah, you look at bottom lines, but more times than not, it's all about the venue. You know what I'm saying? If that's the route y'all want to go, like, best of luck to y'all.
But we already
Yeah.
know that's been proven. There's more people who's willing to go that route.
Yeah, that's the
than
problem.
That isn't.
That's the
Super-
problem.
It's super proven.
Especially not in Vegas, you know. But that's the problem.
In Vegas,
In
not in
Vegas,
Vegas.
Yeah.
No, I mean, yeah, definitely here. But imagine these smaller cities. What the fuck they about to go through with this?
And
shit.
that's true, too.
So who getting the SB3?
Thinking about it.
I
I
you know
mean,
what's
not
funny?
for this
Nah,
price,
nah.
though. Like, these prices
Shit,
are
I'm
crazy.
thinking
yeah, I'm
about
cool. I'm cool, son. Like, if y'all drop the price, you know, $175, then maybe we could talk about
Yeah,
it.
it's
Look,
too much for me.
I know I'm
Yeah.
gonna walk into a club with an SB3 and I'm
You
about
know
to
it.
get off on that thing.
Hey,
Yeah.
And I'm about to be hitting
Hey,
all
you
types
know-
of scratchy
Scratch
features.
your ass off.
feature.
Hey, let me come across an SB3. You about to hear scratching
Yeah.
every second of every song.
Yo,
Everywhere.
Yeah, excessive scratching. DJ gonna have
in the
2
middle of the song.
chains on.
Right.
Hey, you gonna be killing a scratch with a drink in the other hand and shit. Like, wiggy, 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 wiggy. Like, come on, man.
Like, damn, that DJ killing.
How is
Hell
he
yeah.
doing that shit? He
Yeah.
must have
How's
like
he
4
doing it?
arms or some shit.
It's all in the wrist. Son.
Right.
It's all
Fuck
in the
out of
point.
here, man.
Hey, Jazzy Jeff, you gotta do better.
You got to do better.
The bag is not that important. You already getting it. For me, yes, shit. If Pioneer came to me and was like, I want a partner
Thank
on
you.
this, yes, most definitely.
Yeah, what do you want me to
Broke
do?
is a joke. Jazzy Jeff, on the other hand,
get
It's not broke. Yeah, right.
bruh, you not hurting.
Don't count his pockets. You don't know.
Nah.
He doing all right.
You doing all right.
Fresh
got
Prince
those.
is still on TV,
Got
son,
my-
so he got money coming
He
in.
probably get like $15 an episode.
Okay, and that
He
should
not
be
on every episode.
That's
He's on most of them.
He's on a good amount.
Getting
So
thrown
get him
out.
out. Look.
He got his 10 seconds.
I get off the radio at 5 o'clock in the morning. There's one of 3 things on BET or VH1 when I get off. Fresh Prince.
It's not music videos.
It's not.
True.
It's Fresh Prince. It's Martin, or it's Tyler Perry. One of the 3 is on every morning.
And I
when
know you're
get
not
up.
watching Tyler Perry.
God damn
So
that Tyler Perry, man.
Yeah. that's a whole
Fresh
nother,
Prince and Martin.
Oh,
That's a whole nother topic. We gonna have to we got to Tyler Perry this thing. one day.
Right. The same people watching Tyler Perry is the people who watch that one dude videos on Facebook who always talking about the black man is the worst man.
I hate that dude.
They the same people
That-
about Bacapa SB3 too.
Yeah, like that's the dude there. Yes, they are the same.
Tyler Perry is sick after Black Panther came out. Like, man,
Oh man. Fuck yeah. Wait, what's the girl's name that he play?
Medea.
Medea. Fucking
Medea goes
Medea and
to
Wakanda. Yeah.
Medea goes to Wakanda. How you doing?
He plotting right now.
Right.
Medea goes to Africa.
That's right.
That is coming out in the next 3 months.
Hell yeah, it is.
Once this Black Panther dies down.
Featuring Shamar Moore and French braids.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a whole nother topic right there.
My
Tyler
sexy,
Perry moving the culture
light-skinned-
forward. Or setting them back.
Everyone
My
already
sexy,
knows that
light
answer.
skinned, muscle man.
The best thing Tyler Perry did was Why Did I Get Married?
Yo, I've never enjoyed a single Tyler Perry movie ever in my
Actually a
life.
good movie.
Have you seen Why Did I Get Married?
No. I like
that
one
one.
or two. You gotta watch those.
As soon as I see that it's made by Tyler Perry,
You
I
gotta watch
refuse to
those.
watch
Those
it.
were actually his
Yeah.
2 good movies.
Wait, Why Did I Get Married? Is that the one with old
Janet
girl from Set
Jackson.
It Off?
No, Janet Jackson.
Yeah. The
Janet
first one though, not the second one. The second one was trash. The first one was dope.
I agree.
Wait, maybe I've seen that.
You have to.
I don't know. I mean, I would watch it for Janet, but I ain't into Tyler Perry.
Oh.
I ain't like. I swore off Tyler
Ooh.
Perry when. No, yeah. Janet Jackson could get this work. Okay.
He said it.
Hey, Rhythm Nation 1814, bruh. But
All right.
but no, yeah, I've been off Tyler Perry since. Like, you know, like all my aunties and shit used to watch his plays on fucking VHS tapes. Just used to annoy the hell out of me. I go to my
That's
auntie's
right.
Tyler
house.
Perry?
Yeah.
He been around that long?
Yes.
Yes,
Hell yeah.
definitely.
Yes.
That's what he
Yeah.
came up off of. Was the
Off
plays.
of VHS?
No,
Plays.
well, yeah, the plays, the live plays. And I mean, now it's back on VHS. It was popping before the DVDs.
Yeah, I mean, no,
Tyler
yeah, this
Perry
was the longest.
cornball,
I mean,
man.
I mean, DVDs was around because this is like the early 2000s.
He a cornball,
But
man.
yeah, I mean, I
He
personally,
fucking-
I
all right,
ain't with it.
never mind.
I ain't with
Don't
it.
get into it.
Well, now we just
Right.
rambling on. We're
I
going to
mean,
go
you know.
ahead and end this podcast with that. We never get to all our topics, but hey, that's what makes for a good show.
Hey.
This is definitely true. So, hey, sidebar.
Easy.
I listened to the full Black Youngster album. And I listened to the full Black Youngster album off a couple of drinks. The couple of drinks I told y'all I was gonna have.
The half a bottle.
Yeah.
Hey, that Black
Right.
Youngster album kind of fire though. So,
Thank you.
Hell you.
I have arrived.
I like
Hey,
this
hey,
new
hey,
KayPlaya.
I was like, oh shit!
I told you. What
I'm
did
about,
I
to,
say?
I'm about to hit the club, son.
Yeah.
3.5 on the turnip scale is what I said.
He really
stand by
ain't
it.
talking about it.
Yeah, I might.
Hey, look. Hold on.
Hey, look.
Hold on.
Going back.
Wait, before you shit on it. Before you shit on it.
Because you already know. All right, go ahead.
Even, you know, I work late nights, overnight, so I watch a lot of podcasts and videos and whatever the hell has good content in my eyes. Rap Radar, who
Okay.
does not interview just anybody. They
True,
kind of
true.
stay away from the new and upcoming bullshit for the most part. They even agreed to do an interview with Black Youngster and was like, look, this dude is very fucking smart and his shit is not that bad. And it's once you get past the antics, it's like, damn. You know what I'm saying? He kind of got something here. That's all I'm going to say.
That's what it was for me. Like, he was one of them dudes, you know, like, obviously a lot of his shit go viral on Instagram. And I'm like, yo, man, this dude, he too much for me. This shit kind of corny. I can't fuck
That's
with
what
it.
That's why his album surprised me. That's what I was telling you last week. It surprised me because I was expecting some over the top bullshit, and it was like, damn, this album's actually a good turn up album. Like,
I was rocking with it from day one.
Of course you was, man.
yeah.
Like he
Yeah.
said, like Mizzy
You
said,
wanna
it's a,
like that
it's a good
ratchet shit.
turn up album. Like KayPlaya said, he had to be drunk to appreciate the shit.
I will say,
You did make that point.
if I wasn't in that zone, my reaction probably would have been different. So it is one of them albums. Like, yo, well, shit, if this is where you trying to be,
And which is I agree. Once all your brain cells are gone and you just want to hear some shit
Right.
that's going to help you just turn up, you drinking, you want to get ready to get out, you try and get into that mood, into that zone, you know, that's the album that's for you. But as far as lyrics and you know, like a dope album, it's like, all right, you know, I mean, this isn't serious. I can't take it serious.
there you go.
That big old booty. Yeah, he got 10-foot booties. Yes. Come on now.
Hey, I love
booty.
I love when KP comes around in times like this. You know what I'm saying?
man.
So that's what we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it on a good note.
Yeah.
Hey, KP is all about Black Youngster. That's what the headline is gonna be for this.
Hey, that's breaking news.
Hey, that's gonna be the title track of this podcast.
Yeah, buddy.
KP fucks with black youngster. Hey, this has been another episode of For the Record.
Yes.
Brought to you by the ROCKSTARR DJs. I'm Mizzy, the ROCKSTARR DJ.
ROCKSTARR DJ Holla.
ROCKSTARR DJ KayPlaya.
The ROCKSTARR DJ D Money. Make sure y'all subscribe to the YouTube channel so y'all get the notifications when we put up the latest episode of For the Record. Also follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff at RSDJZ. And make sure y'all keep it locked. Tell a friend, share it. You know what I'm saying? We trying to grow it.
Make sure y'all hit the comments too, yo. If it's something y'all want us to talk about, let us know. Just let us know that y'all watching so we know we ain't talking to ourselves on this thing. You know what I'm saying? Just hit us with a thumbs up. Follow us. We are on iTunes if you have an iPhone. We are on Google Music Podcasts, I believe is the name of it. If you are on Android, either one, if you have the TuneIn app, we are on TuneIn. And then obviously you can watch us live. Well, not live, but you can watch us and how we react to everything on YouTube. So make sure y'all tune in, man.
I still got to holler at my people at Spotify. See if we can get on Spotify.
Well, there you go. Hey, we out. For the record.
Hey.
Peace.